What's going on, people? It's your man the YB back once again. So AJ has aired out Tyson Fury with some fire bars. This is getting vicious now. Whilst I believe Ngannou's going to win the fight, if AJ win, it's really going to put the cats amongst the pigeons on this one. Here we go. If I put Fury on his backside, I wouldn't let him get up. I'd be all over his ass like a rash. Me and Fury are completely different beasts. Genetically. Strength. Mindset. I was boxing Fury. I was punching Fury up in the amateurs when he used to come down to Finchley. I've always been on a different trajectory to Fury. He's done well, of course. He's done very well. But give me an opportunity to fight Fury and I'll show you Wagwan. Wow. This is some bars here. I'm hoping, listen. The thing is, yeah, the reason I want Ngannou to win is because Ngannou hasn't yet flapped. Fury back in 2013, when he was in the build-up to fight Haye, he said, quote, more or less, verbatim quote. He said, David, listen. Yeah, David Haye, you jacked against Vlad and got your big painted light skin looking ass toe out. Oh, it was my pretty looking light skin painted toes that did it. Well, wait a minute. You lost a fight because your big toe was painted. No one, listen, David, ain't no one asked you to paint your pretty looking light skinned green eyed having ass toes. Who asked you? I asked you to do that. Did you ask David Haye to paint his toes? I didn't. Yeah? So put your big pretty looking toe away somewhere and sit down and be quiet. Think of all the fighters throughout history, yeah, who didn't turn up to the press conference. David Haye, he should have been on that list, right? Big ass dude, come out and get his big toe out. Pretty looking toe at that. You know what I'm saying? Where do they find these guys at? Goofball. Anyway, Fury said, after that situation, he said to Haye, you might fight hard for a few rounds, but you've got the jack in you, right? If you jack once, you'll jack again. It's almost genetic, if that makes sense. The jack in someone. Well, that's not necessarily true. There's been great fighters at some point in their careers who go on to jack, right? But I think it's more, what's more important, I'm not sure. What's the history here? I think Ali had some, I've heard other people, I haven't watched it myself, but I think Ali at some points, he was tougher just in the middle and start of his career, but towards the end, he was still tougher. I don't remember him jacking and quitting. He'd just kind of get beat up, right? So that's not fair, but certainly it's almost like, what's that place in Rome? In Rome, it was like a border. It was a lake, or not a lake, sorry, it was like a river. There was a river in Rome, and crossing that river was significant. That meant you were back in Rome. And it was never, what was it? Something like generals couldn't walk their army across there or something like that, because it'd mean it was an invasion kind of thing. Either way, the point I'm making is it's like a popping of a cherry. Yeah? And once you've jacked once, it opens the floodgates. You could be tough for 10 years, right? But once you jack once, you know then is the forbidden fruit. You know then, if the going gets tough, I can just roll over. Right? Hence, Tyson Fury says, if you jack once, you'll jack again. And that's why I believe Tyson Fury avoids difficult fights. He doesn't want to have to go to that place, so he avoids it. But so far, once the bell goes, once he's in the ring, he's shown he can deliver. The issue is, he ain't trying to get in the ring too often and against the best people. Fact. I did a video yesterday. Fury's fought two decent dudes, right? Vlad at 40-year-old and Wilder, the basketball player. That's his resume. And no one else on there, not one person. So it's difficult. It's when it comes to Fury and AJ, it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. The 6 for AJ is that he turns up and fights anyone, anywhere, any place, anytime. He had his belts, he defended them, never turned a fight down. In fact, was always looking for the best fight. when Jarrell Miller got popped in Q2 2019, he could have easily, it was 6 weeks out, 5 weeks out, he could have easily had a filler fight. He brought Andy Ruiz in. Now, none of us expected Andy Ruiz to be that dangerous, but the bottom line is, Andy Ruiz was a world champion. Andy Ruiz beat Joseph Parker, in my opinion. It was a close fight anyway, but watch Ruiz versus Parker. I had Ruiz winning that fight 7-5. It was close. Joe Parker could have won, but I do have Ruiz winning that fight. So, for all intents and purposes, Andy Ruiz was a world champion who beat a legitimate dude in Joseph Parker, who we now know has the beating of Wilder, who we now know is pretty solid. Do you know what I'm saying? So AJ was taking out world champion after world champion contenders. Fury has none of them. Fury has no Andy Ruiz, he has no Daniel Dubois, he has no Povetkins. He don't have any of them names. And the scary thing is, Fury was around. Fury was champion it ends up being 18 months in the end, but essentially Fury was a dominant champion. I wouldn't call AJ won the belt against Charles Queen Martin. But I'd say AJ was a legitimate champion probably around the Klitschko fight, so 2017, 2 years later. So Fury was on the scene 2 years before AJ, and yet he ain't fought none of the guys. AJ's already fought Usyk twice. He's lost, but he's been done that years ago, right? Fury's supposed to be the trailblazer. He was the one supposed to be popping everyone's cherry. Instead, he's had 2 decent fights in 10 years, literally. He fought Vlad November 2015 or October, and it's now 10 years later, and all he's got on his resume is that same Vlad win from 10 years ago and a basketball player, Wilder, a few times, who Joseph Parker's just exposed. So those are the difficulties we have in the AJ versus Fury debate. AJ fights, but then loses his head. He'll get in the ring with anyone, but does he turn up? We don't know. Fury will fight anyone, but he don't fight no one. Fury will perform if the bell goes. He'll get in there and have a go. I've never seen Fury think about quitting. He would spark out against Wilder. Every excuse to quit. In fact, he comes back harder. That's the spirit I want to see in a champion. And that's why I got back on the Fury bandwagon. I thought, surely now, after whooping Wilder, that's going to give him the confidence to believe I really can do anything. Bring them all on. Instead, it went the other way. He's done nothing. It's been 2 years now. He fought Wilder the last time in Q4 2021. It's now 2.5 years later, people. 2.5 years later, and Fury hasn't fought no contenders. Not one. He fought Chisora, and then he fought Ngannou. We know now that Ngannou's decent and contender level, but that's not the fight Fury took. AJ gets credit for fighting Ngannou because we know he's the business. Fury does not, because number one, he lost the fight, and number two, it was supposed to be a clown show. It was Fury versus Ngannou was supposed to look like Fury and Chisora, just a wash-in. These are the issues we have with both fighters. So I started this video off saying I want Ngannou to win because he's crossed that. He hasn't crossed. Is it the Primrose? I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look it up now. What is the river in Rome called? It's like a river. It's like an ancient river thing. No, that's not it. The crossing of the... They used to call it the crossing of the... The crossing of the Rubicon, I think it is. Rubicon. Is it the Rubicon? I'm not sure. Either way, man. Here we go. The phrase crossing the Rubicon is an idiom that means passing a point of no return. Its meaning comes from allusion to crossing the river Rubicon by Julius Caesar in early 49 BC. So he crossed it with his troops and it was the first time kind of thing, something like that. I think, that's it. The Roman armies were supposed to disband. I don't know, whatever that means. Before you crossed that Rubicon, the armies were supposed to disband because the political dons wanted to maintain their power. That was the whole shtick. Any general who's been to war, everyone disbands before you cross the river. So we know there's no beef. If you cross the river with your man in tow, it's like, oops, we fixing to get got. It's fixing to be a coup. Anyway, AJ, unfortunately, has crossed the Rubicon. Ngannou has not. Ngannou does not know how to get punched up by Mr. Blobby. In fact, he went in there with Tyson Fury and anyone would have forgiven Ngannou for getting punched up, right? The odds, people was betting their hard-earned money that Ngannou was going to get punched up. Ngannou hasn't crossed the Rubicon, and that for me carries weight. Even if AJ comes back, you just don't know, do you? What happens if he gets in there with Usyk and Usyk's still tricky? I'd like to think, and really, the basis for me is I'm doubling down on this. The winner of Ngannou versus AJ beats the winner of Fury and Usyk. If AJ's back, I can't see him losing his head again. The confidence he'll get of beating Ngannou, especially if it's in bad fashion, in good fashion, especially if he badminds Ngannou up, he should be back. Yeah, if you can have the Wallin fight on the back of that 3 months later, wash Ngannou, there's no way Usyk going to turn you off. I just don't believe it. AJ, even look at fight 1 versus fight 2. A bit of his spirit was back. It wasn't all the way there. The first fight was pitiful. Had his big ass in Tottenham all hanging on the ropes looking sorry for himself. Big sorry looking ass dude, right? Not even a little one. We can all forgive. Let's say like Prince Nassim, when he was getting punched up by dude in his second to last fight, the Mexican Don, I forgot his name now. We can all kind of say, well, Lil Nas, right? He 5 foot tall. Little dude. AJ, big ass. Ain't no one making an excuse for that. Well, you big ass dude on the ropes, feeling sorry for yourself. Same as Mr. Blobby. When AJ get punched up, Mr. Bobby. Some of you might have sympathy. I have no sympathy. Ain't no sympathy for some big ass dude getting punched up, Mr. Blobby. Not one. So, Ngannou don't know how to feel sorry for himself. He don't know how to be shit out of luck. Oh, I mean AJ. Oh, why be your Haye? Listen to what AJ said after the Usyk's second fight. Oh, people, be sorry for me because you don't understand how hard it is making 20 million for half an hour's work. Oh, you don't know how hard it is to be 240 pounds and buff. That's what he said. He blamed it. He said, oh, you don't understand, it's harder for me because I'm bigger. The fuck? Said no one ever in a fight. I've never heard a man complain about being too big for dude. But yeah, AJ's almost victim mentality, bottom line, right? That's a victim mentality. He didn't think, wait there, let me get my big ass and my big ass hands moving. He thought, well, he flipped it into a negative. For whatever reason, he turned his big ass into a negative, which would never be the case in a fight. AJ vocalized his thought process during the fight. During the fight, he was thinking, oh, I'm bigger than Usyk, so I'm going to get more tired. So I can't throw my hands, and it's a disadvantage to me. Instead, like I've been the one saying since day one, people need to be telling AJ, you're dangerous, man. You're big for something. Yeah? We're fixing to take our big for something else in there and tear little dude ass up. That's what I've been saying for the last 5 years for people to do. Instead, AJ brought in a whole bunch of the Goof Troop. Yeah? Fernando Alonso. The other dude before that, McCrappen. All these dudes, no good. Just trying to suckle off the AJ teat. That's what they were trying to do. Yeah? I'll tell you this for free. After Ruiz won, I'd have sat AJ down. I'd have told him straight, hey yo, listen, that was pitiful. Yeah? Don't ever do that again. Don't ever let me see your big ass in there looking all sorry for yourself. Fight and get knocked spark out. That's what I tell him from now on. Yeah? It's a bit like when, in old school times, if your parents heard that you got beat up, they beat you again. Don't get beat up. People from this house don't get beat up. Do you understand? Yeah? So don't come home. 100%. Don't bring your sorry ass home if you get beat up. You better stay out there and try and run it again. Keep running it until you catch W. Do you understand? Those there are old school principles. Yeah? If you're naughty at school, don't come home and tell me you've been naughty at school. Because you're fixing to get another whooping. Oh, mum, the teacher had to do X, A, B, C, D. You best believe it. These are old school yardie principles, people. Yeah? If your parents find out that you got any type of whooping, they're going to whoop you again. They're going to whoop you if you lose. They're going to whoop you if you're naughty at school. Yeah? Don't let the teacher be calling my phone. Don't let it happen. That's what we know for a fact. If a teacher have to call my phone, I'm fixing to whoop you. Yeah? Don't want no authorities in my business. And if you bring authorities into my business, whooped. 100%. Yeah, old school, yardie principles, people. Where was that with AJ? AJ be talking about, oh man, cock-a-doodle-doo, I didn't grow up with boxing. I grew up with some fake gangster. That's what he said, didn't he? Oh, I grew up with a gangster. I didn't grow up. Well, where was that then? Where was the gangster with Mr. Blobby punch outs up? Where was it? Didn't see it. All we saw was a bunch of back slappers. Oh, don't worry, AJ, you'll be back. That's not what you need to hear. Yeah? AJ need to hear, don't come home. Don't bother coming. Don't come back to this changing room if you ain't won. Don't bother. Just stay out there fighting. Keep trying to fight. That's what we're trying to watch. I'm not even trying to watch it. I don't care if he loses. That's the spirit I'm trying to see. AJ needs to be in there thinking, I either win this fight or I keep on fighting until I win. That's the spirit you need. You take a shot. Damn, I took a shot. I best not lose this fight because Pop's fixing to tear the ass up anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? You might as well leave it all in there. Because you know you're going to come home and get whooped again anyway. So you might as well get a good innings in and try and catch a W. But it's too loosey-goosey now. Oh, AJ, you lost the fight. Let's sit down with some psychologists and talk some. Let's talk about your feelings. No feelings to be talked about. Whooping. Nothing to talk about. Yeah? Mum, I lost a fight. These times, yeah, in 2024, yeah, if your kid loses a fight at school, everyone trying to talk, right? Oh, let's talk about how you feel about getting whooped. Nothing to talk about. If I had a son, yeah, there is nothing to talk about. Don't get me wrong. Parents have a responsibility, right? If your son get whooped at school, you best give him the skills. But if you've taught him the skills how to squabble, and he keep coming home getting whooped, he needs to be more scared of coming home and telling you you've been whooped than getting whooped. That's the bottom line. I best stay out of this house until I catch a W. That needs to be the mentality. AJ's big ass, I best stay in this ring and fighting. Because I know Coach YB, he ain't going to be having it. Yeah? We're going to be bringing some of them 1750 plantation things in my training stable. Damn. I best be squabbling with Usyk because I know Coach YB got the whip back in the changing room and he fixing to use it. He loved that whip. He been whipping. No, I'm messing, but you get the point. You get the principle here. That's the spirit I'll be trying to witness. And you can still lose. Don't mean just because you fight hard, don't mean you're going to win, but it means that you fought hard and we witnessed it. AJ didn't fight hard in Ruiz 1 or Ruiz 2. AJ didn't fight hard in Usyk and Usyk 2, and he told you that. He told you after the fight. He didn't say after the Usyk fight, I've left it all out there and I'm happy with myself. He was angry at himself. Playing the victim. I was too big. Imagine that. Imagine for a second, yeah. Imagine you have a son, yeah. Just think about this for a second. You have a big ass son. Yeah? You have a big ass son. And he go to school and come home and tell you, oh, I got whooped by a little dude. It's not my fault. It's hard being big. Damn. No, listen, no son of the YB better come home with them lyrics. I'll tell you that for free. Listen, there's not one son of the YB can come home and tell that story. Not even once. Oh, Dad, I was too big for him. The fuck? Yeah, 100%. No doubt. You better get your big ass out of there. Don't come home. Don't bother coming home. You don't live here no more until you tell me you caught a W. You best stay outside, think about your actions, and go back to school tomorrow and run it with your big ass. Do you know what I mean? That's not one thing I'm trying to hear. That's not one. Anyway, where is the other bit I was going to do? He's been waffling some more somewhere. Got so many tabs open, I'm lost in the tabs. Just lost in them. Look at them all. They're still everywhere. Jesus Christ. Do you know what I mean? Now the Pagan Internet's playing up. Here we go. Here it is. So, AJ then airs out Fury, and I like this spirit from AJ, to be fair. This is the right spirit. Me and Fury are different beasts. I'm genetically, all these things. Listen, I don't care what you have to believe. Yeah? as long as you're delivering. If you believe you're genetically better, you need to show it. Yeah? Because you took your genetically superior ass in there, allegedly. He alleges it. I don't care. He alleges he is genetically better. But little dude punch you up. And you complain that your genetics weren't designed for this. So you can't have it both ways. If you're a different beast, show it. So far, you ain't really shown it. When it mattered, right? It mattered. Even if he won the second Ruiz fight. Did AJ show he was genetically superior? No, in my opinion. He politicked in that fight. He showed, if anything, he was scared to bang. Bottom line. AJ was scared to bang with Ruiz. No man scared to bang can say they're genetically superior. You can say you can run your... It's like Floyd. Floyd can say he's got a better IQ. He can't say he's genetically superior to no one. Floyd's never had a genetically... do you know what I'm saying? Floyd's never run it with someone. Floyd's never gone toe to toe with someone to find out. He may be smarter, more intelligent. He ain't more squabbly. He ain't really with it like that. And AJ, his whole career was based on punching people up. So if you claim to be genetically superior and your style is a certain thing, don't let me see you in there politicking with Mr. Blobby. Don't let me see you losing with Mr. 5'2" Usyk. Yeah? Anyway, I was boxing Fury up in the amateurs when he used to come down to Finchley. Again, all good bars. All good information. And I'm hoping AJ's turned the leaf right. I'm hoping this is the new one. He's saying the right thing. These are inspiring. I need to see it in the ring. Some people are running away with the Wallin fight. It was Wallin. I need to see this with Ngannou. I don't even need to see AJ win. I believe even if AJ loses, but he loses with the things I've been talking about. He loses fighting like he can't come home tonight, kind of thing. Yeah? He loses fighting like he knows that Big Pappy YB fixing to tear the ass up again. That I must not lose this. I can't lose. I can't afford to lose. I know the YB love his whips. 1750s plantation Donny. He know that. AJ know that. He know he can't come back to the changing room with a YB there. He can't do it with a W, with an L. Sorry, can't be done. Cannot be done. Yeah, because we'll make 100%. We'll make a what was it called? What's the film called? Was it Django? We'll make a 100%. AJ knows with me in the changing room, he can't come back to the changing room. We're fixing to make. Never mind Jamie Foxx. We're fixing to make Django 2 in that changing room. Yeah, DiCaprio being recast as the YB and AJ being recasted as Django / Jamie Foxx. He know that. Yeah, I'm fixing to go Calvin Candy on his ass. He know it. He can't come back. He must fight. Yeah, he must make it to Valhalla. The only people YB train, you make it there or don't bother. Don't bother. I don't want to be around people who don't want to go to Valhalla. This is the game, people. This is the fight game. Yeah? What are we doing here? What are we doing here if you want to be soft? Do something else. Go become a politician. A real one. Right? Join the United Nations. Become a peacekeeper. No one ain't got a problem with that. I ain't judging no one for that. But if you're in the fight game, your whole purpose must be, I can't guarantee I'm going to win. I can guarantee, though, that I have an honourable passing. I can guarantee I will make it through the gates of Valhalla. AJ so far, he can't say he can. He did not go out fighting against Ruiz. He went out backpedaling like a victim. AJ could have tucked his elbows in, put his chin down and said, you know what, I ain't got much cardio, but I've got 2 rounds in me. Where in the Ruiz fight, either of them, did you see AJ say, I'm going to give this guy 2 rounds of hell? Usyk the same way. Anyone could have told AJ in the last 2 rounds, listen AJ man, you're losing the fight. It's up to you. Do you want to make it to Valhalla or not? Do you want to have a go? Do you want to be the man who lost but had a go? Dubois the same thing, you big ass. Yeah, rather than jump on the floor and take a knee, why don't you get your big ass hands moving? 2 rounds, give it 2 rounds. I can respect that. Hey yo, listen, I was losing the fight, I didn't see another option, and I give it 2 rounds, and he took one hell of a whooping, and I got knocked out. I mean, you were on your knees anyway, right, Dubois? If you're gonna drop down to your knees like a 2-penny hoe, you might as well have a go, no? I don't know where they find these. Who training these guys? Who training these guys? Have a go. Yeah? Get knocked out. You won't be the first man. We're not asking people to do things that's never been done before. Everyone get knocked out. Half of the world get knocked out, right? All the journeymen get knocked out. So why can't you take your big, expensive, well-paid ass in there, get knocked out, having a go? And who knows? I think a lot of the time, if AJ had had a go against Usyk, he probably would have won the fight, I believe. If Dubois had had a go against Usyk, who knows? None of us expected him to fold Usyk over with one body shot. Instead, he'd jump on the floor and take a knee. Yeah, because Dubois knew, when I go back to the changing room, there's going to be a whole bunch of backslappers. Oh, don't worry, mate. Oh, good job, champ. That's what they say. When you lose a fight, there's a whole bunch of backslappers in there. Keep your head up, champ. Champ, you're on your knees like a hoe. There's nothing champ about it. I'm not going to lie to people. What was champion like about Dubois being on his knees? Nothing. So I ain't going to slap you on the back and say, well done, champ. Well done for what? Well done for jump on your knee. I could do that, though. Right? Don't make you champion. Which one of you, man, can't jump on your knees? I could do that. Pop me here. I'll jump on my knees. I'm not a champ, too. Since we're handing out champ things, since we're handing out this, come on, king. That's what they say. Oh, you're a king. Come on, king. You'll be back, king. Yeah, king. Oh, man, Wilder the same. Oh, man, he back, and he'll be back, king, and we'll book you into a psychologist. Don't worry, we'll get it sorted out. It's all that nanny kind of culture. The broad masculine culture is turned into nannies. There ain't no men no more. It's all just everyone trying to be a nanny. Oh, don't worry, we'll book you into a psychologist so you can talk some. Talk about what? Yeah? Fight. Right? What are we talking about here? Fight. It's real simple. 5 letters. F-I-G-H-T. Fight. Nothing to be talked about. Talk for what? To who about what? What can some next dude paying £80 an hour to waffle? What can he tell you? I could save you a whole bunch of coin with these psychologists. Get in there and have a go. That's it. Get in there, have a go. 6 words. Cheap. Yeah? Don't need a whole hour. Get in there, have a go. Or don't bother. That needs to be the narrative now. Get in there, have a go, or sit home and do something else. Real simple. Yeah, there's no amount, I believe this, there's no amount of psychologists and this, that, and all nutritionists, and when it comes down to it, the bell goes, you have a choice to fight or not to fight. That's where the focus needs to be. And none of these men some of them do, but a lot of them don't be focusing on that. A lot of people go into fights thinking, like, how can I make this easy for myself? If that makes sense. Let's see, how can I have like AJ versus Ruiz too? It wasn't a case of fighting, it was like, how can I make this easy for myself? That's the wrong mindset in the first place. The mindset needs to be, how can I be devastating? And around that, you build boxing skills and a strategy, right? It shouldn't be, how can I make this the easiest possible? It's the wrong mind to approach a fight, I believe. If you're approaching a fight of how can I make this easy for myself, then what happens when it's not easy? What happens when your game plan ain't working and it's not easy anymore? Right? Approach it from a point of view of, we're going to have a fight and it's going to be hard and I'm probably going to get knocked down. I'm probably going to get knocked out. But within that, for a man to knock me out, he will have had to have taken one hell of a whooping. That's where you start. You build the skills and you build a strategy around that. You don't build AJ, come to me and I can make it easier for you. Well done. Now dude's scared to let his hands go, essentially. Anyway, I've digressed here, but these are the right bars from AJ. I'm just hoping the core is there. Yeah, I want AJ to feel like he boxed Fury, he punched Fury up in the amateur. That's how he should be feeling. Yeah, anytime Fury stepped on my man up, I punched him up. That's just what happened. Yeah, Fury came down to Finchley, I punched his ass up and sent him back from wherever he came from, the back ass of nowhere. Sent him back there, punched up, all sorry looking, rubbing his ear. Oh, he clocked me on my ear. That's how you should feel. We need to see that in the ring. Yeah. Anyway, let me fight Fury and I'll show you what I'm about. And I feel not sorry for AJ, but this Ngannou fight, if I'm anything to go by, which is normally wrong, which will be good for AJ, I believe Ngannou wins. So AJ probably going to win, right? Or definitely going to win. 100%. No doubt about that one. But I feel sorry for AJ in as much as I'd hate for this fight to kill his momentum. The Ngannou fight was just, ooh. I'm thinking, for example, I think the Parker fight, it's known territory. Parker was buzzing. Parker was the man who beat Wilder. I think the Parker fight had a nice narrative. You know, Parker's well known, right? Ngannou, he could be on a big exponential curve right now. That Fury fight could be the start of things. I mean, statistically speaking, if Ngannou can perform that well in his first ever boxing fight against the best boxer out there, he ain't going to get worse, is he? He's only going to get more confident. And a confident man who has dangerous hands. And also he's uncertain. There's only one video of him boxing. It's a long video, a 10-round video, but still, who knows where he takes his game from here. A Parker for me would have been a good middle fight. And then AJ put it on Ngannou, put it on Zhang. So I'd hate for him to lose the Ngannou fight, yeah, and then him dip. Now, of course, the upside's there. If he beats Ngannou, and all this feeling he has is going to go to the moon. And that's why I say the winner of this fight, Fury and Usyk don't beat, in my book. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, and let off the bell 100%, no doubt.